watch out for that cabbie.
U.S. Central Command says now 6 military members have died.
All right, see you later, okay?
So far. The latest coming up from CBS News.
I'm Brandon Eisen. Members of the U.S. Congress that represent Illinois continue their condemnation of U.S. military strikes in Iran over the weekend.
Plus, Mayor Johnson says the city of Chicago is still in the running for a new Bears stadium, even as the team seems to have its sights set elsewhere in business.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Streeters looking for direction after the U.S. Israeli attacks on Iran. The Dow today ending 73 points lower. The NASDAQ up 81. The S&P adding 3.
Temperatures in the 40s right now. Cooler along the lakefront. We've got 37 in the city. It's 4 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The U.S. military says the death toll from Iran's retaliatory strikes has risen to 6 U.S. troops. The U.S. official and a source familiar with the situation told CBS News that all were found in Kuwait. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Capitol Hill briefs the Gang of Eight about the strikes in Iran, telling reporters the Trump administration launched the strikes knowing that Israel was about to attack and Iran would retaliate. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Rubio indicated the mission is far from over.
I'm not going to give away the details of our tactical efforts, but the hardest hits are yet to come from the U.S. military. The next phase will be even more punishing on Iran than it is right now.
And he said the U.S. objective is to destroy Iran's ballistic missile program.
And while we would love to see a new regime, the bottom line is no matter who governs that country a year from now, they're not going to have these ballistic missiles and they're not going to have these drones to threaten us.
He also said the administration has prepared for the impact to energy prices and will be announcing new measures to counter that.
CBS's Matt Gutman in Tel Aviv says as a result of the deadly strikes on Iran,
Israel and the U.S. have achieved essentially air superiority over Tehran and Iran. And this is what that means. It is safe. Iran's air defenses have been completely neutered at this point. It's as safe almost for them as flying over their own countries.
Videos of former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton answered questions last week about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein have been released by a House committee investigating the late financier. Bill Clinton told the House committee,
"From my brief acquaintance with Jeffrey Epstein, though it ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication of what was going on."
Hillary Clinton stressed,
"If this committee is serious about learning the truth about Epstein's trafficking crimes, it would not rely on press gaggles to get answers from our current president on his involvement. It would ask him directly under oath about the tens of thousands of times he shows up in the Epstein files."
Federal and city authorities say the gunman who opened fire outside a Texas bar, killing 2 people and wounding 14 more, was not on their radar before the attack. Both the FBI and police in Austin today say it's too soon to identify the motive behind the mass shooting early Sunday. Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis.
"This has been difficult for our community, devastating to the impacted families, and challenging to our APD family."
U.S. stocks ended mixed despite surging energy prices as the strikes in the Middle East expand. The Dow closed down 7. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at
What's up, everybody? SubX.News on the spot reporting. It's about 4:02 p.m., March 2nd, 2026. Let me just say this about that shooting in Austin. The dude had property of Allah in an Iran shirt on, and I hear he had stuff in his car too. So he was a domestic terrorist. For a police department to say it wasn't related to terrorism is kind of, they're PC over there in Dallas. They're PC, right?
Front 37 at the Lake, 39 in Wheeling, 35 Waukegan. Tomorrow, much the same like today. Warmer by the weekend, though. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 3:15. But first, at 4, as you just heard from CBS News, 6 U.S. military members now have died as a result of retaliatory attacks by Iran after U.S. and Israeli strikes in the country over the weekend. Back at home, Illinois Democrats at all levels of government are
What's
voicing
up,
their
Jason?
opposition to the attacks. The story begins from WBBM's Brandon Eisen.
Several elected leaders representing Illinois in the U.S. Congress have told us they have support from a few of their Republican counterparts in demanding answers from the Trump administration. Some are even working together to try and close any loopholes the president might or may have already exploited.
But it's hard to gauge because Speaker Johnson just does what the president says. You know, he's I hate to, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but more like a puppet.
That's U.S. Representative Robin Kelly, who tells us that she and many of her colleagues share concern over military strikes without explanation or congressional approval and risk to the lives of American soldiers and citizens abroad.
But also, to be honest with you, I'm concerned about the safety in this country. You know, will this bring domestic terrorism, you know, because people don't like what we're doing over there. So he's made Americans abroad and at home more vulnerable.
Brandon Eisen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
What?
Other news, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says the city wants a level playing field as leaders in both Illinois and Indiana continue to fight over a potential new home for the Chicago Bears.
Acting City Chief Financial Officer Stephen Marr drew attention when he testified last week against the so-called mega projects bill in Springfield, suggesting the city had not been given the same consideration as a potential site in Arlington Heights. After his remarks during a Pulaski Day observance here at the Polish American Museum, the mayor told reporters that included Governor Pritzker's support for rebuilding roads and other infrastructure around a potential stadium at Arlington Park.
Chicago was never guaranteed $950 million for infrastructure.
He says if the state put that kind of backing into the proposal he and Bears executives made 2 years ago for development around a domed stadium on Chicago's lakefront, it would change the conversation.
I have not seen a proposal that matches the gravity and the significance.
And the mayor says Chicago's not going to be ignored.
We've never taken a backseat. The city of Chicago won't take a backseat.
We're with the mayor in Westtown, Jeff Buckles. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
There's a push for new legislation that supporters say will help protect Illinois shoppers from discriminatory pricing.
It's time to draw a line.
Outside of a downtown Whole Foods location, State Senator Robert Peters accused the grocery chain and others of using personal data and artificial intelligence to determine the prices of certain products, and as a result, charging some more than others for the same things.
The way we change this algorithm is by making it stacked for the working class that need food on their table, not billionaires who keep getting tax breaks, not billionaires who keep price gouging us. So we're going to get this done here in Illinois.
Through the proposed Surveillance-Based Price Discrimination Act, a first-of-its-kind effort to ban the use of personal data in pricing. Anthony Melito is with the United Food and Commercial Workers Union.
These companies don't need new technology to squeeze more profit out of the customers. What they need is regulation and accountability.
Andy Day, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
County Forest Preserve police investigating after they found human skeletal remains in a wooded area at Baker's Lake. In Barrington, the Daily Herald reports that officers first responded to the scene on Valentine's Day, but revisited the site over the weekend. Authorities don't believe the death of the still unidentified person was recent. Medical examiner currently working to figure out the cause of death and more information to identify the remains. A hockey hub on Chicago's west side has a new name and some new offerings for both fans and players.
Fifth Third Arena is now officially Blackhawks Ice Center. The newly expanded facility located at 1801 West Jackson features 2 new ice rinks, as well as new dining options, including Rocky's Table and Tap and Raise the Cup Cafe. Visitors can also take a stroll down memory lane in the newly unveiled Centennial Hall, which offers a free immersive tribute to the Blackhawks' 100-year legacy through dynamic displays, rotating artifacts, and interactive storytelling. Mai Martinez, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
4:08, time to check in on the roads now. Traffic and weather together on the 8s every 10 minutes. Here's Neil Fiorito.
A really bad delay continues on the Bishop Ford outbound from the Dan Ryan to Dalton Avenue. It looks like a crash off on the shoulder, maybe a lane block.
Imagine SubX.News on the spot reporting. Thanks for tuning in. What we just heard. Imagine what we just heard. A legislator, someone who's supposed to protect our safety, saying it's Trump's fault we are going to get attacked by Islamists. She just said that. That was Robin Kelly. Scumbag. A scumbag. She's pro-Gaza. So she knows full well there's Islamic terrorists in our society. They go bomb these guys over there. You can agree with it or not. You can say it is or not. I watched over 30, 40 hours of interviews over the weekend. Every military man, every single one of them, everyone, there's about 2 that didn't say. I watched about 30 hours of TV over the weekend. Everyone said that's the right thing to do. These are killers. Iran are killers. 46 years. They've killed Americans. They say death to America. In their Constitution, it says death to America. In their Constitution, death to America. They did the Beirut bombing. They did the Cole bombing. They were part of the 9/11 bombings. All of this stuff over the years. They've killed their own people. They've done all of that. Whatever, you can agree if we should have went to war or not. That's up to not my debate, right? Whatever. It is what it is. But then when you have someone said it's Trump's fault that we're going to get attacked, that's insane. That means we have domestic terrorists here, right? That's what that means. Do you see that legislators lie? They cheat, they lie, and they rip us off. Every one of them need to be removed. There you go. You know why they need to be removed? You see that closed store there? This is Michigan Avenue. It's Michigan and Erie. You see that store? It's closed. There you go. It's closed. Ain't no business there, right? That's what Robin Kelly should be worried about. She represents Chicago. She should be worried about getting businesses here. There's another one there. That one there, Ontario. There you go. Here. Well, there you go. Closed, closed. Got that? 2 stores closed. You see them right on your video. Both corners are closed. Ontario and Michigan. Got that? 2 stores closed. That's what that Robin Kelly should be worried about. Not saying that it's the president's fault that we're going to get attacked. The president ain't a master terrorist. What are you, crazy? So you're blaming... I don't even know. That's like blaming a cop for a robber. I mean, I guess, maybe it could happen. I don't know. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I guess. Here we are. It's 4:12 p.m. March 2nd, 2026. We're at Michigan Avenue in Ontario. We're going southbound. You see that corner? It's abandoned. See that corner over there? It's abandoned. See that corner? It's abandoned. So that's 3. That one, Burberry has a store. So on the corner of Michigan and Ontario, it's 75% vacant. One corner, 75% vacant. One. There you go. What's that over there? 540 Mag Mile. Abandoned. See that there? It's a nice day. It's a little cool out today. There's no traffic. We're in the middle of rush hour and there's nobody here. You see that there? There's no one here. It's empty. Right? Don't you see that? There's no cars here. It's 4:13 p.m. There's another one. Flagship store. Closed. You see that there? That's the Tribune Tower there. That's shut down. See that there? There you go. It's Monday. And you can say, oh, it's Monday. It's COVID day. No one goes to work. It's COVID day. That's what they always say, right? Well, yeah. I don't know. What about the tourists? So the tourists do COVID day too? Oh, I know now. Remote tourism. There we go. Maybe I should start doing that. So you don't have to come to Chicago. There you go. Look at my rear view mirror. There's no one in back of me. See that there? There's no one in back of me. See that there? Look. There's no cars in back of me. Look at that. You can see that, right? There's no cars back there. So there's no cars in front. There's no cars in back. There you go. SubX.News. That's the time. Monday, March 2nd. Maybe I should do remote tourism. There we go. There's 5 or 6 cops right there, man. Right? I don't know what they're doing. They got their hands in their pockets having a good time there, right? Alrighty, let's keep moving, right? So now we're on Whacker Drive. This is where we're at Friday, right? And there's nobody here again, right? Let's throw that video up there, right?
Listen every day for continuing coverage. News Radio 105.
Must be remote tourism day and business day on Michigan Avenue, 4:12 p.m., March 2nd, 2026.
So, Jack, you know where I can get some of those someone knows about those kinds of fixtures, Jack. Change light bulbs.
Remote tourism.
Don't go confusing me with your fancy wordplay. First, fixtures in your garage or workshop can be replaced with modern LED
strip lights. They're brighter, more energy efficient, dimmable, and adjustable. From a crisp daylight white to a warm incandescent glow.
I like a sexy workshop.
If you really want your workshop to work better, we can add extra outlets wherever you need them. Install radiated heaters or extraction fans, or wire up a dedicated charging station for all those chargers that come with your fancy cordless tools.
Now that is a shop and handyman can be proud of.
Aha, so you admit you're a handyman.
I never admit anything without a white press.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid.
So it's 4:16 p.m. That's where we're at. Now we're on Wacker Drive. Right? We can sit here if you want for a second. This used to be packed with cabbies here.
It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6869. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com.
You see any cars down there? Look at that.
800-575-6869. That's 800-575-6869.
That's the intersection. You're in it. That's an intersection in downtown Chicago. Wabash, Wacker, and what is that over there? I don't know what that other street is there. That's not Lake, right? There you go, man.
Just a few clouds out there this evening. Clouds will thicken up as we head through the night tonight.
That phone don't work.
Drizzle later on.
That other phone don't work.
Then cloudy, dreary.
See that? It's locked. This phone is locked. See that there?
43 again. Pockets of drizzle tomorrow night down to 33, and then mostly cloudy Wednesday with a steady rain likely staying well to our south. The high Wednesday 47, and then Thursday mostly cloudy, a few showers and a thunderstorm in the area. The high near 50.
Look at that.
And then even warmer on Friday.
You want to see how empty it is here? Look at that. There you go. That's Chicago. Rush hour Chicago, 4:15 p.m. on a Monday. Look at this. You're going to say it's a Monday, COVID. I don't care what you say. You're a lying scumbag. Anyone who says this is okay, you're a lying scumbag. You're like those Iranian terrorists who lie and cheat. And they want to put women in burqas, right? And hide the women's faces. And tell women they can't go to school. You're just like them. You're a domestic internet terrorist. You know why? Because there's a closed store right there. You see that closed store? See it? See that there? See this closed store there? There you go. See that there? There's no one here. We're going to sit here for a few minutes so you can tell me what I'm showing you is not true. What? Look. How many people here? It's 4:18 p.m. There's no one walking here. There's nothing here, right? Do you see anybody walking? What do you see here? Yeah, I don't know. It's an old phone. It's already a few years old. We'll see here. Completely empty and abandoned. We're on Wacker Drive over here. 4:20 p.m. March 2nd, 2026. Completely. Abandoned. Abandoned. You can count the cars. You see anybody here you want to see? Look, I'm sitting right here. It's 4:20 p.m. We're in the middle of Chicago right here. Ain't nobody out here, man. This ain't AI. This is reality. This is our downtown. You see it, right? You know where I'm at. I'm right next to Trump Tower. That's where I'm at. Trump Tower is right here. That's Trump Tower. This is the middle of downtown. That's Michigan Avenue right in front. That's Michigan Avenue right there. Ain't nobody here. It's completely wiped out. That's what Robin Kelly gets you. She tells you it's your fault that there's domestic terrorists in our society. That's what you got, right? That's her. She's the domestic terrorist. Right? That's what we're dealing. We're dealing with politicians who lie. We're dealing with politicians who cheat. We're dealing with politicians who steal. And what happens when you steal, cheat, and lie? This is what you end up with. Nothing. We have zero. There's no traffic here. The third largest city in the United States of America is empty on rush hour. There's nothing else to say about it, right? There's nothing to say about this. You can argue AI. You can argue that I'm crazy. You can argue whatever you want. You're watching a live feed video now. There's nothing to lie about. Because you can see, that's Michigan Avenue in front of you. Right there. We're at, what? We're at Wacker in Michigan. Upper Wacker in Michigan. There's nothing to say about it. It's what you see. We're going to turn around and we're going to go down Wacker and we're going to show you the traffic. Look, there's no one here. There's no one walking, man. Zero people walking. There's nobody here. That's the Tribune Tower, Wrigley Building. Trump Tower is right there. We're in the middle of downtown. This is the height of the tourism here. I just said, what are we doing? Remote tourism now too? Is that? Oh, that's the newest thing. Remote tourism. Whatever. We'll sit here for a second so you can see it. There's no lying. You can see there's no one here. That's it. That's what you got. That's what Brandon Johnson got you. When you lie about crime, when you lie about drugs, when you steal our money, this is what you get. This is the result of politicians like Robin Kelly who lie, cheat, and steal. Right? This is the result. What you're watching here, right? You can like Trump or not. That guy's bombing the hell out of some people. That's what he's doing. You can like him or not. And you can agree with him or not. That's your opinion. We don't try to tell people how to think on SubX.News. I will sit here for, Steve, this is the middle of Chicago. There ain't nobody here. It's like a weekend in a dry county in Indiana. That's what it looks like. Look at that. I get all these bots and worms and weirdos that come on my page talking weird stuff, right? How many people have you counted? 20, 30? How many people have you counted so far? You can say whatever you want to say. I could care less. That the truth is in front of you. No tourists, no downtown workers, no downtown commerce, no downtown nothing. And you're sitting here while I'm talking to you. There you go. See that there? Look, that whole corner is closed. Look at what Steve just said. He goes, I was in New York and it was packed. There's no one here, right? And every time I post stuff like this, I get attacked by people. I think they all work for Brandon Johnson or something. I don't know who these guys are behind me. I got somebody behind me now. I don't know what they're... Lying and cheating. That's that they want to do a tourism board, the Ministry of Truth of Tourism, and they want to lie, right, and say everything is okay. Today, think about this. Today, before you guys were all up for breakfast, we had a homicide, 2 drive-by shootings. We had 3 drive-by shootings, one ended up in a homicide, and a shootout with the cops, and a crash. There was 4 or 5 different crime scenes this morning. This is about 2 or 3 in the morning. The only people that reported was CBS, and CBS is starting to listen to the scanner pages, and the CBS News asked the police, they said, you know what, are these all related? Guess what the cops said? No. They didn't even answer them. So, everybody says, I don't know what I'm doing, and I've been asking the cops for answers. Now you see, they don't even answer CBS News, right? Yeah, we're going to sit here for a second so you see this. I don't want to be accused of making stuff up. There you go. It's right in front of you, right? We've been here, what, 10, 15 minutes? There you go. It's completely empty here. This is the main strip, right? Yeah, you're right. They all been lying to us. But here's the thing. Here's the question I'm going to ask. I want to sit here for a little bit because I'm setting up some stuff. Here's the thing, Lolita. You tell me this. I like that you just said. I like what you just said, Lolita. But why did I go to the store today at 35th and Archer and could buy eggs for $1.09? And in some stores, it's $3.50. And 2 years ago was $5. Today I bought eggs in the middle of my neighborhood for $1.09. How come? How come we have $1.09 eggs? How come we're paying $2.50 a gallon of gas in Chicago? And you know this? In Chicago, if you add all the taxes up, we got $1.50 in about taxes. So that means if gas is around $2.50, $2.60 in Chicago, that means it's what? $1.10? Think about the taxes we pay in Chicago on gas. We have all gases, even the city taxes gas, I believe. That means gas in the United States is about $1.20, and they're still making a profit. They're still making a profit. Why aren't we talking about that? Why isn't Robin Kelly talking about that? Why isn't Robin Kelly saying, why is gas $2.50 a gallon when our taxes are $1.50? Why don't we remove the gas? Remember they removed the taxes when it was COVID. Remember those days? Remember those days? Maybe they should do that again, but they're greedy. Because why? They use the taxes to do what? They pay for the patronage. They pay what? They pay political workers. And look, everybody, we need the government. I'm not an anti-government guy, but I'm going to tell you that. I believe we need the government. I'm not into this whole Austrian economics, anarchy stuff that we don't need the government. I believe we need the government. We need people who do the roads, the policing, rats, all of that. And I believe there should be some tax collection. So I don't believe in no taxes, right? But the problem is where is our money going, right? Is it being used for us? And as we see, look, it's not being for us. We're empty. Now they want to raise taxes. Imagine right here. This is the area they want to raise taxes on the, what do you call it? On the hotels. You heard about that Friday when we were doing this show. They want to raise the hotel tax. They want to raise the hotel tax. We're going to sit here for a second so you can see what's here, right? So I don't want to say people are making stuff up, but you can see, count the people. So they want to raise a tax on hotels when the hotels are empty. It doesn't even make a sense anymore. So it's already hurting. Instead of cutting the taxes, instead of giving businesses an incentive, what are you doing? You're saying, you know what? the few clients that you have, we're going to tax them some more because we want to make more money. And then when you heard the interview with the lady that's running that, whatever they're going to call that weird thing, she goes, we got to count. She wasn't about bringing new people into Chicago. She says, we have to counter the negative narrative. Well, wait up. Why don't you fight crime? Why don't you fight drug addiction? Why don't you fight homelessness? Why don't you make the CTA safe? Why don't you fix the roads? Maybe then you'll get some more tourism. Instead, they say, give us more money so we can get on the internet. And when John says that it's empty, we're going to say he's lying, right? But look, there's no cars here. Don't you see that there? We're sitting here, right? I'm doing this on purpose. It's called a time study. There's no cars. It's crazy, isn't it? You know, it's 4:30 right now. I'll put on the news.
WBBM. 6 U.S. service members dead after retaliatory strikes by Iran. The latest on that in just a moment from CBS News.
A Chicago congressman says he believes colleagues will find their voice following the U.S. military operation in Iran. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles in Westtown.
Northwestern Medicine extends its patient treatment to the North Shore. Plus, the City College of Chicago program receives a multi-million-dollar investment for training healthcare workers in business.
After a back-and-forth session on Wall Street, stocks end the day mixed and little change. The Dow down 73, but the Nasdaq up 81. The S&P added 3. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
The sun is shining. Not as cold today. Highs in the 40s. A low tonight of 34. Could get some drizzle tomorrow. 42 degrees now at 4:31. CBS News special report. The U.S. military confirms 6 troops have been killed in the war with Iran. A source tells CBS News they died in an Iranian retaliatory attack in Kuwait. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. launched the strikes knowing that Israel was about to attack.
Obviously, we were aware of Israeli intentions and understood what that would mean for us, and we had to be prepared to act as a result of it. But this had to happen no matter what.
Rubio also says the objective is the destruction of Iran's ballistic missile capabilities. Iran's ambassador to the UN.
Just make no mistake, there was no imminent threat from Iran. Our nuclear program is exclusively peaceful.
A UN spokesperson reiterates Secretary General Antonio Guterres' concerns over escalating military activities in Iran and the broader Middle East.
The Secretary General is particularly concerned about the growing numbers of civilians we are seeing being killed and the destruction of civilian infrastructure.
CBS News special report. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. 4:32 today is Casimir Pulaski Day, a commemoration in Chicago of the life of a Revolutionary War hero. Took on added significance today in the wake of U.S. military action in Iran. That part of the story from WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
Mayor Brandon Johnson and others came here to the Polish-American Museum at Augusta in Milwaukee to honor Casimir Pulaski, the Polish national killed in battle while fighting with the U.S. against the British. But another dignitary, Northside Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley, noted the state holiday falls as Americans are involved in another war overseas.
Our thoughts today should and must be with them, especially those we have just lost.
He says he believes Congress will approve a war powers resolution this week, adding the Trump administration's actions may make Americans less safe.
Iran is a terrorist state and has extraordinary capabilities to extend that terror activity across the world, including right here in the U.S.
The war powers resolution is set for a vote Thursday afternoon.
That vote has almost nothing to do with the conflict in Iran. It has to do with Congress reasserting its war powers authority.
We're in Westtown. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
433 Northwestern extending its footprint into the North Shore.
There you go. Look at this. Anyone who ever worked in downtown knows you wouldn't be able to do this at 4:30.
To make doctor's appointments closer to home.
Who maybe are only working remotely, so they'll come to the Glenview Outpatient Center much closer to their home, much easier for them.
On a tour of the third floor space, we saw a cell phone charging station in the waiting room and physicians working as bright sunshine streamed through ample windows.
Here they can ask each other questions if they need, but they also have a bit of privacy for quiet. We have spaces that are really beautiful for our medical assistants and our nurses.
Northwestern will begin serving cardiovascular, wound care, and infusion center patients next week. In Glenview, Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
$5 million going toward a City Colleges of Chicago initiative.
Last year, the Pritzker Traubert Foundation, led by the governor's sister Penny, announced the Chicago Talent Challenge, hoping to help low-income Chicagoans build stable careers while also filling critical positions. The inaugural award of $5 million now goes to Health Catalyst Chicago, led by City Colleges in collaboration with Cook County Health and additional employer partners. Health Catalyst Chicago is expected to train and place Chicagoans into 1,000 healthcare jobs over the next 3 years and up to 400 positions annually thereafter. Brandon Eisen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The Epstein files have certainly dominated the national headlines of late. Now a new Illinois bill aims to go after crimes found in the files.
Illinois lawmakers and advocates are calling for a new independent bipartisan commission to be created to investigate Epstein-related crimes in the state. The act was introduced by State Representative Abdel Nasser Rashid.
What it does is make sure that if Illinois law was broken, the state has every tool it needs to investigate fully and in the open. Survivors are at the heart of this bill. Participation is voluntary, testimony is confidential where requested, and trauma-informed support will be there for anyone who comes forward.
Activist Jane Ruby says survivors have been waiting too long.
If the federal government will not fully pursue the truth and accountability the public deserves, then Illinois must.
The commission would have subpoena power and would refer findings to the Illinois Attorney General. Mallory Vorbroker, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Nomination closing arguments underway in a Georgia courtroom in the trial of a man charged in connection with a deadly school shooting.
Colin Gray is accused of providing his son Colt with a weapon and ammunition used in a 2024 Georgia high school shooting. 2 teachers and 2 students were killed. Barrow County Prosecutor Patricia Brooks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the defendant is not charged with these crimes because he is Colt's parent, because he shares his last name. He is charged with these crimes because he shares the blame.
Prosecutors say Gray gave the weapon to his son despite repeated signs that the boy was having mental issues. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
It's 4:36.
Pella provides window and door replacement with products you can trust.
That's what we need to do. We need to do that in Chicago. Who's giving these 15-year-old black boys a gun? Who's giving them bullets? Who's giving them drugs? There's no place in the United States where a 15-year-old can buy a pistol. Nowhere. Nowhere in the United States. There's not even Texas, where they got some of the most lenient gun laws. An 18-year-old cannot go in and buy a pistol. Not in a store. You see all these 15-year-old carjacker, murderer, killers. You never see, oh, we got the guy who gave him the gun. You never see that. Never. Ever, 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 ever. The Chicago police, I'm going to say this, my brothers and sisters, my blue brothers. You suck shit, bro. You suck shit. You don't take care of these kids. And you can say, hey, that's their problem. They going out doing their gang banging and crime. That's fine. But if you really cared about our city, you'd go after the people who were giving them the guns. Now, maybe, like a lot of people have told me, maybe you're the ones giving them the guns. You know, there's a big story where they found one gangbanger with a gun that came out of a Chicago inventory. You know, we got a cop who shot his own partner in the back. I don't know. The stories of the cops being on our side might not be those stories. Maybe you're not on our side. Maybe you're on the side of collecting a check. You know, I always said this. A cop, because everybody always comments like this on my page. Oh, John, you're crazy, blah, 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 blah. They say, oh, yeah, they don't want to lose their job. If I got a cop that says they don't want to lose their job, that's a bad cop. That's an extremely bad cop. You see this store here? Look. I don't think that one's open, is it? That store's closed right there. See that there? Here's the thing. Anybody watching my show right now, would you want a cop that's afraid of losing their job? Would you want that cop coming to your house? Would you want that cop coming to your house? Be honest with me. Make it in your comments, yes or no. Would you want a cop that's afraid to lose your job to come to your house and take care of a situation? Say you were arguing with your neighbors. Say your kid was having a trouble. Say some gangbangers were bothering you. Would you want a cop to come to your house? Would you? That was afraid to lose their job? What? So you think it's a paycheck? I don't think so, bro. That's a government job. If you're afraid to lose your paycheck, maybe you need to go work in goddamn Walmart. How about that? Or Target. Yeah, over the years, I should pull all those comments. They're all over the place. Oh, yeah, they're afraid to lose their job. Well, then you shouldn't be a cop. Same thing with teachers. If you're a molester, groomer, then you shouldn't be a teacher. And the school board and the government should fire them and put them in prison. Groomers, even political groomers. These kids that are walking out these schools, who do you think encouraged those guys to go out of the schools? The teachers did.
Northwest Indiana, just away on the eastbound side of 8094 in spots between the.
There you go. You don't want a cop that's afraid of their job. Hey, man, there's a guy over there. He's bothering me. Oh, wait, he's raping my daughter over there. Well, I'm afraid to lose my job. Like, what? What? Think about all these ICE protests. Think about those. Look, I don't agree with those 2 people that got shot. I don't think they should have been shot. They got shot. That's somebody else to take care. I don't think I should have killed those people. But hey, that's the way it goes. But this is what I got to say. Those guys aren't afraid. See the difference? That's the difference. Those guys weren't afraid of the criminal. Whether the shooting was right or wrong. You can argue that and go to a courtroom, right? There you go, man. You got a drug addict. She's a drug addict. It's a white drug addict right there in the middle of the street. There you go. White drug addict. Put aside right or wrong on those shootings, the Minneapolis shootings. What those shootings show is those cops weren't afraid. They did what they had to do at the time, what they thought they had to do to protect themselves and their fellow officers. That's the cop you want. Whether it was right or wrong, whether those people should have been shot or not, that's another realm to go into. In the end, whatever happened, happened. It's over with. Those people won't be running over ICE agents no more. And they won't be arguing and throwing stuff at ICE agents anymore. Got that? That's it. I'm not saying that was justified shooting. I'm just saying that's the kind of cop you want. Now, here's the danger part. Well, are they going to shoot me? Are they going to do what? Well, that's the problem there with the training, right? But that's the point I'm trying to make here. You don't want a cop that questions what's happening. You want a cop instantly make a decision. Will it be right all the time? Absolutely not. That's why you have oversight. That's why you have courtrooms. That's why you have the district attorneys. That's why you have commissions and panels and all of that stuff. That's why you have laws, right? That's why you have certification. You can decertify a cop. You can decertify a whole police station. It doesn't matter. Just like a teacher, you can decertify a teacher. You can decertify the state. You can decertify a school. You can do whatever you need to. Universities that teach anti-Americanism, that promote anti-Semitism, that promote terrorism. Trump can decertify those universities. He can do it through the certifying agency. They're usually private. In our area, it's called North Central, NCA. I know about this, and I'm going to get into this in a few months about some other case, right? They can take away the certifying authority of these schools, right? To give you degrees, to give you certificate, to give you licenses. Same thing with a cop agency. A cop agency has to be certified to certify the cops. You can strip that of the cop agency, right? And that's it. It's over with. If they're teaching people to be racists, if they're teaching them to be homophobic or kill people, then you can remove that, right? You can put them under consent decrees and all of this stuff. That ain't no big deal. But again, you don't want the cop to be second guessing what they have to do when they're right next to somebody that might harm you, right? Or how about all these cops that let the killers go and say, oh, go walk around, and then they go kill somebody else? Think about this. Today, there was at least 3 related shootings and a shootout with the cops today. Do you know why they were shooting people all over the city? Because the cops have a policy from the mayor, given to the superintendent, that you can't stop people, you can't arrest teenagers, you can't chase people. Now they're starting to change it a little bit because they know they're in trouble with the election. Right now, you're going to see between now and election time next year, right? Because this is the mayor's last year. You know, everybody, this is the mayor's now in his 4th year now. Everybody knows that, right? Mayor Brandon Johnson. So now this year, he's going to be tough on crime. You'll see it. They're going to arrest people. They're going to beat some people up. They're going to do all this stuff. So he's going to say, look, I'm tough on crime. But here's the point. Why did he let that happen? Why is there smoking dope on the trains? Why is there rapes? Why is there arson attacks? Why is there's murders on the CTA? People have been there was a quadruple murder on the CTA Blue Line. A quadruple. 4 people murdered on a train in our city. Quadruple. They said it was in the suburb. It wasn't in the suburbs. It was in Chicago. You know why it was in Chicago? Because it was on the CTA. Everybody here knows that. You train guys, or you boat guys. If something happens on a boat or a train, whose jurisdiction is that? It's the train or the boat. That's the rule. Why? Because the trains and boats go across borders. Right? Let's go. We're going to go back into town here. How about that? We're going to do a little different today. All this thing that it was in Forest Park. Remember that quadruple murder on the CTA? It wasn't in Forest Park. It was on a CTA train, on the train tracks. Not only was it on the train, it was on the train tracks. The tracks and the train are the property and jurisdiction of the train agency. Why do you have train cops? Because that's their jurisdiction. So they lied about that crime and they didn't put it on the crime stats of Chicago. That's how they manipulate the crime in Chicago. They put crime on the state police. They put crime on the Cook County sheriffs. They put crime on the universities. They put, what I mean by put crime, the crime data. That's what I'm talking about. And now we're in a situation where the man wants to be mayor again, right? Next year, Brandon Johnson. So now they're running around having shootouts and car crashes and all this stuff. There's another store closed. You see that there? That's a closed store there. See that there? That was a closed store. Closed. It's not closed for today. It's closed forever. There's another one right here on this corner. There's another one right there. They're all over here. Well, that's a bank, so maybe that's always closed. I don't know. The point I'm trying to make here is this. We need to get rid of these politicians, and waiting for the elections is a bad thing to do. See, when you wait for the election, guess what's going to happen between now and next March? Because next March is the mayoral election. Guess what? He's going to clean up stuff. He's going to pay off the cops. He's going to pay off the city workers. He's going to put some pictures here, right? And say it's in business. See that? There's another. How many stores have I showed you guys that are closed already? See that? There's another store closed. See that there? There's one that's closed across the street there, too. This is what I'm trying to say here. You can like it or not. You can turn off my page. I could care less. I don't care if you... Oh, man, there must be some protests here. What the heck is this? Some Gaza protest? Let's go check it out. Maybe they got an Iran protest. Maybe they're pro-Iranian here, huh? They look like they're pro-Iranian or something. What are they doing over here? See all those cops? There you go. You know, you can turn my page on, turn it off. I've been doing live feeding for almost 20 years. I could care less who watches my page. Especially people who are criminals, pedophiles, and freaks and weirdos. Stay off. Keep your criminal stuff off. Keep your dope off. Keep your porno off my page. Keep all of that crap off my page. Go find another place to do your stuff. I'm not interested in your views. I'm not interested in your comments. I don't want to see any. If you're a dope dealing porno weirdo groomer, I don't want you on my page. And if you're a pro-terrorist, I don't want you on my page. Stay off. Stay 100 miles away from me. Don't come on my page. Don't watch my page. Don't comment on my page. Don't come around me. I don't want to be around you. Period. You got that? I don't want you around me. I don't like that type of activity around me. I don't care what you do. You smoke your dope. You do your pornos or whatever other crap you do. Just stay off my page. You go find another page that you can do your stuff. And those of you who have smart-ass comments, that weird stuff that you comment on, if you don't like my post, don't comment, leave. Bye. Get lost. Right, there's a whole bunch of cops right there. Look at that. A whole bunch of them. There you go. See that there? I don't want that negativity, criminality, debauchery, and vulgarism on my page. I really don't. And I don't know why I'm saying this on a Monday, but, you know, I'm tired of that because I see it. I see and I hear a legislator blaming Trump for us being attacked by terrorists. Because it's going to be Trump's fault if we get attacked. What kind of bizarre, but what bizarre brain is that? That's Robin Kelly, right? Hey, what's up? What's up? What is it? Villarreal. I'm watching. There you go. Think about that. Robin Kelly today said it's Trump's fault if we get attacked by terrorists. What? You went, there you go, man. You know what? They had the best BLTs right there. How many businesses have they showed you closed right? I love that place. They had great BLTs right there. I used to go here. This is one Dearborn. This is the new CPS headquarters, right? Right there. On what is this? Madison, right? That's CPS headquarters there. They used to be at 125 Clark Street over there on the other side, right? That's CPS headquarters right there. The old Sears building. You know, Sears store in there, right? For a little while. But this is what I'm trying to say is this. If you have an interest to fix our country, our city, our county, your neighborhood, maybe you just want to have some entertainment and oh man, I got some lights going on in my car. It says maintenance required. If you want to just listen to a guy driving around his car, showing you some crime, showing you some things that are happening, and you're more than welcome to watch. I don't even care if you say some comments. I could care less about it. If you start trying to harm me, harm my viewers, harm my company. SubX.News is a company, by the way. It's a company. It's not a game. It's not porno. It ain't weed. It ain't lollipops. It ain't none of that stuff. It's a company. If you try to harm me, my company, there's another one there. You want to see? Look, that's another store closed. You see that? That's closed right there. You see how many have you guys seen already, right? That's another closed store, right? You want to harm me, my company, my family, my viewers, then you're not welcome. If you want to harm my city, you're not welcome here. I love Chicago. I love my city. I've been here all my life. You want to harm me, my city, my family, my viewers, you are not welcome. You're not welcome. Not at all. You need to leave. That's it. If you want to do something positive, like Marietta, me and Marietta talk, that was my favorite McDonald's there. There you go. That's a McDonald's that's closed down. See that there? How many businesses have they showed you closed down? We're doing a live feed right now. You kind of get it? This is not recorded. This isn't AI. This isn't fake. It isn't scripted. Yeah, it might be a little rude, brash, weird, the way I talk or what I say, but none of this is scripted. None of this is recorded. I don't even know where I'm driving. I know where I'm driving. I don't know where I'm driving to. I just go, right? And then I just talk. It's called freeform talking. What I see is what I talk about. What I think is what I talk about. That's what I do. Right? There's a whole store. Oh, look at that. That's all closed there. Don't you see? That's all closed down there. That's all closed. All of it's closed. That's all closed there. All of that's closed. You see that there? See that there? Yeah? So that's the way I am, because that's the way who I am. And that's the way I run my operation. And if you want to be part of it, then let's be part of it and let's do something together, right? Let's start figuring out what do we do to fix our city? What do we do to stop the gangbangers from crashing cars and shooting each other and robbing people and all whatever mayhem they're doing? I don't know how we do it. The gang's been around for a long time, way before Al Capone time, right? Al Capones were whites. Al Capones and Irishes were whites. There's Jewish gangs. There's all these gangs, right? Then there was Hispanic gangs. Now there's black gangs. There's Asian gangs. There's Southeast Asian. There's the Indian gangs. There's all kinds of gangs. But, you know, we need to put a few of those in prison for life or execute them, right? Adjudicate them and say that's enough. You're not going to do that stuff in public. You want to do your gangs. You want to do your pornos. You want to do your drug selling or whatever you do, then fine. Who cares? First of all, it's against the law. Secondly, don't do it in public. When you do your crimes in public, like smoking meth, you see that video I posted, right? A girl smoking meth or cocaine or whatever she was smoking on the train on the CTA. You know, when you do that, you should get a 10-year prison sentence. 10 years. It used to be called aggravated offense. When you do things in certain places like churches, schools, public transportation, government building, it's an aggravated offense, meaning it's like double. We don't even put people in jail for the single anymore. That's the problem, right? So that's where we're at, right? And that's what I'm working on, right? I'm working on how do we fix our city, right? There you go. There's another one there. Prominent retail space closed. See that there? That's not open there. You see that there? That one over there for lease, way over there. It's everywhere. It's not only in certain areas. It's not only in Inglewood. It's not only in the west side or south side or east sides or whatever. It's everywhere in our city. And it's what somebody said. I'm watching and I agree. And you can agree with me or not. You can disagree. Whatever. I'm just a dude, man. That's all I am. I'm just a dude that drives around in a car. But here's what we have to agree on. What are we going to do to fix it? First thing to do to fix problems, there's another one closed right there. See that closed over there? That's closed. That's for lease, that corner there. So there's two corners out of 4 that are closed, so that's 50%. We can disagree. You can even not like me. I could care less about you liking me. But we have to agree that we're going to do one thing. We got to hold these politicians accountable. We just had a Sun-Times report that came out today. The Sun-Times said that the crime was the worst on the CTA last year than it's ever been. Violent crime. The worst in the history of the CTA. They came out with an article. They tried to blame it on Trump. I don't know how you're going to blame CTA crime on Trump. That's kind of weird, but that's kind of the headline they had. But this Sun-Times, which is owned by the Chicago Teachers Union, came out with an article this morning that said what? The crime was the worst on the CTA last year. So this is what I got to say. How do we hold Brandon Johnson accountable for lying? He lied. He said crime was down. We just got a newspaper that said that's the Sun-Times is pro-union. It's owned by the union. The Sun-Times is owned by the teachers union through the CFL. There's a cop right behind me. So how do we now take care of Brandon Johnson and say he lied, get all his quotes where he said crime was down, CTA is safe, CTA is safe. I even said that after the lady was burned alive. Don't you remember that? He said it's safe. They even lied about the lady that burned alive. Do you know what the Chicago police said? That she started a fight with the guy. That was her fault. There's still a report on the Chicago Police Department's website. They said that lady that was burned alive on the CT, it was her fault. She started a fight with the guy. They was homeless. It was her fault. Read the report. We already wrote an article about it. It's still on the website. It's still on the Chicago Police Department's Major Incidents Notification System, MINS. They said it was her fault. She started a fight with him. It was a confrontation, they said. That's what Brandon Johnson said in the beginning. I'm almost sure he did. The police said Brendan and said it. So how do we hold these people accountable? Like Brandon Johnson, who lied and said the crime was down last year, when now we have a report in March that says no, it wasn't. And on the CTA, it was the highest it's ever been. So if one data point was the highest, what do you think all those other data points are? There's cops. Look at the cops walking. See the cops walking? Watch the cops walking. See the cops walking? Now look at that guy asking for money there. See that guy there? So the cops, those guys, see those guys there? They let him do that. See that there? That's how he's walking in the middle of the street. Don't you see him? Look at his eyeballs. He's all high, walking in the middle of the street. And the cops didn't do nothing about it. You see that there? That's where we're at. Because they know that the mayor lies. 5 o'clock news.
Tonight, maybe a
little drizzle later on, a low of 34. A bit of drizzle tomorrow, even a shower with a high of 43. But starting to warm up come Wednesday, could reach the 60s. By Friday, we've got 42 at O'Hare, 48 Aurora, 37 Lakefront.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's News, Traffic, and Weather.
Rainforest closed. Hard Rock closed. Two big businesses closed.
Half hour on News Radio WBBM. The U.S. military says 6 American military members have died from Iranian counterattacks. More on that just ahead from CBS News. Meantime, Chicago area leaders condemn the Trump administration's military strikes over the weekend. Plus,
this is Andy Dane. Your local grocery store may be charging you too much for certain products, and some Illinois lawmakers are looking to change that.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Streeters looking for direction after the U.S. Israeli attacks on Iran. The Dow today ending 73 points lower. The NASDAQ up 81. The S&P adding 3.
42 degrees now at 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The U.S. military says the number of Americans killed during the ongoing war with Iran now stands at 6. This as the State Department urges U.S. citizens to leave more than a dozen Middle East countries due to safety risks after strikes by the U.S. and Israel on Iran, which have killed Iran's supreme leader. President Trump says they were the last best chance of addressing the threat posed by Iran's ballistic missiles and nuclear program. CBS's Matt Gutman spent time earlier near Jerusalem at the site of a missile strike by Iran on a synagogue. 9 killed.
These missiles are not rockets. They are guided systems. They are the size of a bus, essentially, 45, 50 feet long. They weigh tons. The warhead itself can weigh 1,000 pounds. That's what hit that town. And it obliterated the synagogue, a community center, and houses. And we saw the blast radius. It was hundreds of yards. And I spoke with one woman who survived in this community bomb shelter. Her neighbors around her were killed. She was buried in rubble. Her boyfriend dug her out.
Videos of the Clintons' Epstein testimony have been released.
Lawmakers question the former president and secretary of state about their ties to the convicted sex offender.
I had no idea about their criminal activities.
Hillary Clinton testified first.
I never flew on his plane or visited his island.
A day later, when it was Bill Clinton's turn,
I did take those plane trips with him.
But he denied having any awareness of Epstein's criminal activities. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Both the FBI and police in Austin, Texas say that it's too soon to identify the motive behind a deadly mass shooting early yesterday outside of a bar. 2 people died, 14 more injured. Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis.
It is a complicated and large crime scene. Our priority is finding answers and the motives behind this crime.
The suspect was shot and killed by police. The case of a man who's accused of giving his son a high-powered weapon used in a deadly 2024 Winder, Georgia high school shooting is now in the hands of the jury. CBS's Skylar Henry.
The defense maintained Colin Gray had no idea what his son Colt was capable of. Meanwhile, prosecutors charged Colin Gray ignored the warning signs of Colt's mental health decline.
Colin Gray has pleaded not guilty to more than 25 charges. Police misconduct has been especially costly for the nation's biggest city. CBS's Jim Crisula reports.
New York City paid out more than $117 million last year to settle police misconduct lawsuits in cases ranging from violent arrests to protesters in 2020 to bad police work that led to wrongful convictions in the 1980s. That's according to a newly published analysis of city data.
Stocks closed mixed on Wall Street. Oil closed up almost 6%. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start.
I like what Reggie said. They're not going to do nothing. And I just commented on Reggie. And I can't comment because I'm driving, but I was parked there at the red light. This is what I got to say about that. It's exactly what I've been saying. They don't care. I care about my city. I'm driving at City Hall, right? That's the county building, right? There's no one here. Look, there's no one walking. There's no traffic. There's no nothing here. But that's what Reggie just said. They don't do nothing. And I don't say beat the guy up. I don't say put him in prison for begging for money. But he was high in the middle of the street. And the cops were right there. It's what the guy said last week or 2 weeks ago to a guy that was drunk on Michigan Avenue. I said, get that guy in a drunk tank. Take care of him. And they laughed at me.
Operation Epic Fury going on in Iran, as you heard at the top of the hour. Closer to home, Representative Robin Kelly.
There we go. Robin Kelly.
She has deep concern, she says, about the Trump administration's approach to addressing the lives of American soldiers that have already been lost, with more expected.
Very casual about it, and it salt in the wound by someone who didn't serve, didn't think about serving. And, my colleagues that have military bases, they're hearing from families. They're very, very concerned about what's going on, that he didn't get permission from Congress, didn't even discuss it with Congress, and he's very cavalier, about lies. So that's just going to happen. That's just a part of war.
She continues to call on Congress to pass the War Powers Resolution Act. Since the president cannot initiate military action without congressional approval, that may happen on Thursday. Well, you may be paying more for the exact same groceries that other people are buying. That's because some Illinois lawmakers and advocates say newly proposed legislation maybe
use personal data, browsing history, and AI to determine how much we're willing to pay for certain products.
This looked like almost $1 difference in eggs, offering 5 different prices for eggs at the same time.
State Senator Robert Peters is among those pushing the Surveillance-Based Price Discrimination Act, which he says will help address the issue.
Illinois needs to be a leader, needs to be out front, protecting its constituents from this type of price gouging, this type of scam.
Andy Day, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, Illinois lawmakers are proposing a bipartisan commission to investigate crimes in the Epstein files that they say happened here in Illinois. State Representative Abdel Nasser Rashid.
The Epstein files that have been released raise serious questions about who knew and who benefited, and whether public corruption, obstruction, sexual exploitation, or other crimes occurred not only under federal law, but also state law.
The independent body would have subpoena power as part of their investigatory toolkit. The bill now goes to the Illinois General Assembly for consideration. A student pilot's hard landing drew some police to the Aurora Municipal Airport this afternoon. They learned that a student pilot had been practicing a landing and just came down too hard on the runway. Aurora police said the student was the only one in the plane. Their instructor was on the ground observing. There were no injuries. Indiana Congressman Jim Baird's wife dies after complications after a car crash earlier this year.
The congressman's office announced Denise Baird has died almost 3 months after President Trump first revealed that the Indiana state representative and his wife were in a bad accident. The couple was on their way back to Washington, D.C. in January when they were struck by another car. In a statement, Congressman Baird's office says they were married for 59 years, building a life centered on faith, family, and service. Elected officials across the state are sharing their condolences, including Indiana Governor Mike Ron, who says he's praying for the family as they navigate this incredibly difficult time. Mallory Vorbroker, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The primary election is only 2 weeks away, and early voting dramatically expanded today. Chicago has opened its early voting locations in all 50 of the city's wards. The Board of the Board of Elections says voters can cast their ballots at whatever site is most convenient for you, no matter what ward you reside in. In addition, early voting remains ongoing at the downtown super site and the 6th floor of the Board of Elections offices. Well, it's that time of year to get ready to change those clocks.
In case you want to plan well ahead of time, this upcoming weekend is when we will spring forward an hour. Daylight saving time begins. It technically happens at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. Daylight saving time always falls on the second Sunday of March. And this year, March 1st was on a Sunday, so that means it's the earliest possible date that the time change could happen. We'll lose an hour of sleep, but sunrise and sunset will be about an hour later, so that means we should enjoy more light. Cisco Cotto, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
More light, don't we, Neil? 508 traffic now. What's going on?
All right, let's list some radio calls, because I talk too much. I don't like that. Sometimes I talk too much, and I'm like, I gotta be quiet. That's the truth. You know, so I appreciate everybody listening. Next time I throw on the radio calls, I usually go back about a half hour, see if we missed anything. I don't know if there's something that I'm missing on the radio calls, pop it up, and then we'll go check out a crime scene, right? I know there was a lot of bad stuff happened this morning, so we're gonna go back. It's 5:09. I'll go back to, I don't know. I'll go back here. We'll see how far we go back. I'll go about right here, okay? And this is some radio calls.
Charlie.
Citywide 1.
Blue line at Webster. Alright, that one is 09510. Give me that description one more time.
I got a male black clothing, black book bag, armed with a gun on the tracks.
There you go. Where are we at? There you go. CTA disruption. See that?
5387.
So somebody's on the tracks of the CTA with a gun.
So the units in 4 in the citywide, getting a person with a gun, 105-36 South Oglesby, 105-36 on Oglesby.
Right here.
Looks like the office there is regarding 2 male blacks. One has a black ski mask, the other one is a resident, but they got no description. They're both in flashing guns in front. I got on further, this is only.
That's right here, right? I don't know if I can...
Alright, getting the call for person with a gun. Person with a gun, Polk, Pink Line.
Polk, Pink Line, person with a gun, and at Oglesby Station, person with a gun on the tracks.
At Pink Line at Polk per CTA says there's a male black with black clothing and a black book bag who is on the tracks currently with a gun. What was that location? Pink Line at Polk. Pink Line at Polk. Oh, one Sam, we're checking the cameras now. Sam. Say which side tracks he was on? No, just sit on the tracks. 5387 Charlie, David. 87 Charlie. Have an event number for Trip Mission, Blue Line at Western. Alright, that one is 09510. Give me that description one more time. I got a male black clothing, black book bag, armed with a gun on the tracks. M2 on 2. M2. Clark, can I get another one for you for North Branch, please? Yep, North Branch is 09520. 09520. 10-4, thanks. Three David. 783 David. Number for 47th Street. Yep, that is 09524. Oh, thank you, sir. Yep, no problem. 386 boy. 786 boy. The number, please. State in Jackson. Yep, that is 09527. It's 700. Dude, 700. The Old Brook retail theft vehicle is hitting northbound on LSD from 31st. The plate again on that one's going to be Frank Nora 53119. Alright, 10-4. Again, northbound Lakeshore from 31st. That is our felony vehicle from Oak Brook that we had earlier. Frank Nora 53149. 7386, David. 7386, David. Yes, sir. Can I please get a Chicago Red Line Howard platform check? Chicago platform check. Yep, that is 09541. All right, 7301 Sam. People are running out of the station is what they're saying. 12th District just pulled up. We're trying to get eyes on him. We're trying to see which direction he may have gone or ran on the track, but still looking now. 10-4.
People running out of the station. Right, Pink Line, Polk Street.
As well. 130 in Indiana. 130 in Indiana. We're still trying to work on details.
What did they say?
2383 boy. 783 boy. Number for 79 Red Line.
130 Indiana? Where?
09566.
Wow. Well, are we missing that? That just happened, what, about 20 minutes ago?
12.
Listen up.
Alright, just be advised, Riverdale's in pursuit as well. 130 in Indiana, 130 in Indiana.
That's a stolen car or car theft there.
383 boy. 783 boy. Number 47. Alright, 7301 Sam. people are running out of the station is what they're saying. 12th District just pulled up.
We're trying to get eyes on him. We're trying to see which direction he may have gone or ran on the track, but still looking now.
10-4.
CTA.
Alright, Riverdale's in pursuit as well. 130 in Indiana. 130 in Indiana. We're still trying to work out details.
CTA Polk Street.
738, boy.
Guy with a gun.
79th red line.
Yeah, that's 09566. 3212. 12. Hey, can you check northbound at about 4200 south for a disabled vehicle in the right lane? Car was passed by though, didn't give a description.
1733. While we have progress Addison, always takes a white Honda Civic with a male Hispanic white hoodie. South Valley of Albany and Whipple, heading eastbound. District 17 is on one clear.
301 stand for information.
Go ahead.
Did this guy possibly like jump off of the train to the tracks? Because we have no one actually going from the platform to the tracks at all.
I truly have no idea. Everyone just kind of came out of nowhere saying that he was on the tracks. They didn't give any indication as to how he got there.
Yeah, I see officers on scene at the far end. I'm not sure if they're seeing anything, but we went back. We're at 1640 hours, still going back, and nothing so far. We'll continue.
All right, 10-4.
Man, you got mayhem.
It looks like they have eyes on him. They said he is... I think they're saying he's down south, like over Wood Street is what they're saying right now. But he's laying down on the track, so they're going to have to go get him.
Alrighty, 10-4. Hey, what time did that first call come out on this?
First call, 1702.
Alright, 10-4.
Alright, real quick, from the Riverdale brief pursuit, last seen at 130 in Cottage, going northbound high rate of speed. It's going to be a blue Ford SUV, Frank Zebra 25444. Frank Zebra 25444 took off from them. I believe I copied that they wanted it for ag bat to a PO as well. But we got nothing further at this time.
So you got that car is out of the suburbs. It's a stolen car, retail theft, and aggravated battery to a police officer. Plus you got a pink line, a guy with a gun on the tracks, and everybody ran out of the station. Plus you had another gun at Oglesby downtown. We're gonna go to the pink line now and see what's going on over there. So you got multiple events happening right now. Multiple events. Live. This is live.
Units in the 4th District in the Citywide. Getting a CSA in progress. 79th place in Woodlawn. It's 1139 East 79th place. A male caller saying he hears what sounds like a woman being sexually assaulted. Hears her screaming and the male repeating vulgar demands. I've got nothing further. This is Onik.
That's rape. CSA is rape. A woman's being raped. That's what you're listening to. That's rape. 79th Street, right?
boy.
738, boy.
The number for 79th red line.
Yeah, that's 09566. 3212. 12. Hey, can you check northbound at about 4200 south for a disabled vehicle in the right lane? Car was passed by though, didn't give a description.
1733 units of 17 Citywide. We have progress Addison and Whipple and Addison. Callers face a white Honda Civic with a male Hispanic white hoodie and a black Acura with a male Hispanic black hoodie are chasing each other in the alley. The South Alley of Albany and Whipple heading eastbound. District 17 is on one clear.
There you go.
301 Sam for information.
Go ahead.
Did this guy possibly like jump off of the train to the tracks? Because we have no one actually going from the platform to the tracks at all.
I truly have no idea. Everyone just kind of came out of nowhere saying that he was on the tracks. They didn't give any indication as to how he got there.
Yeah, I see officers on scene at the far end. I'm not sure if they're seeing anything, but we went back. We're at 1640 hours, still going back, and nothing so far. We'll continue.
All right, 10-4. Okay, it looks like they have eyes on him. They said he is... I think they're saying he's down south, like over Wood Street is what they're saying right now. But he's laying down on the track, so they're going to have to go get him.
Alrighty, 10-4. Hey, what time did that first call come out on this?
First call, 17:02.
Alright, 10-4.
Alright, real quick, from the Riverdale brief pursuit, last seen at 130 in Cottage, going northbound high rate of speed. It's going to be a blue Ford SUV, Frank Zebra 25444. Frank Zebra 25444 took off from them. I believe I copied that they wanted it for Agbat to a PO as well. But we got nothing further at this time.
7387 on Cityway.
7387?
Just had to swap out a battery in 14. Can you give me a quick event for this California stop and the blue line in Northwest?
Yep, that is 09636.
He's glad you could clear me from that.
Okay, definitely.
For the units in the 4th District and the Citywide, getting a CSA in progress, 79th place in Woodlawn. It's 1139 East 79th place. Got a male caller saying he hears what sounds like a woman being sexually assaulted. Hears her screaming and a male repeating vulgar demands. I've got nothing further. This is on it.
Adam.
Good.
Oak Brook Jeep just hit westbound I-290 at Loomis.
Alright, westbound 290 at Loomis for the Oak Brook Jeep. Again, Frank Nora 53149, felony vehicle.
They won't stop it. They let it drive. They'll never stop it.
Howard Red Line, please.
That felony vehicle's driving around our city. Whatever they got in their cars, drugs, guns, stolen stuff, stolen car, they will not stop it. It's against police policy. That's Chicago. That's why they're driving around.
09686.
They're the ones that crash and have shootouts, like this morning. That's because they have a it's a no chase policy, but they have a no stop policy. Chicago police cannot forcibly stop a moving car. They cannot. They can put on their lights, but if you don't stop, you keep going. That's been almost 3 years now. That happened, I think, under Lightfoot. Again, there's a no stop policy. The Chicago police can't stop a moving car. If you're stopped, they can surround you and not let you go. If you stop at a gas station, they can surround your car. If you stop at a stoplight, they can surround you. But they cannot, if you're moving, they cannot do anything to impede you. That's the rule. You go look it up.
Give them some time before we can open everything back up.
All right, that's where we're at right here, right? That's where we're at right here, right?
Okay, show the Jeep. M2 on Citywide. Well, can I get one for South Branch, please?
That's gonna be right here, right?
Yep, South Branch is 09724. 09724.
Somebody on the tracks over here, and this is the medical district, right?
All right, and just be advised, Polk Pink Line, they do have the gentleman detained over there. Again, Polk in the Pink Line, he's detained. They are quite a ways from the station on the tracks, so give them some time before we can open everything back up.
Oh, where are we at? That's right here, right?
All right, we're also getting a couple calls here for a battery victim injured. Racine Blue Line at Racine. Female going inbound. No, I'm sorry, going outbound. Excuse me. Car number 7025. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Disregard. This is all going to be from this guy. Apparently, he assaulted a female, it looks like.
There you go, and he's on the train tracks, right? He's right here. There you go, baby. SubX.News Live. You're here. That's it.
Well, 7317, that might answer your question.
SubX.News.
He was originally on the blue line, so he must have...
Live on the scene. Maniac. Maniacal maniac on the train tracks, beating women on the blue line, jumped off the tracks on the pink line, running up here. There you go. You're right here, live on the scene. During rush hour. There you go, baby. That's what we're showing you. Maniac. Maniacal maniac running on the trains. There you go. We're right here, right? We gotta find some place to park, right? To get you guys some video of this, right? There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're the only ones here. There ain't nobody else. Got that? They had to go on the tracks and catch that guy. Maniac. Right? Maniacal maniac. There you go, right? SubX.News. We're going to try to get you a good view here. How about that?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. We're up. Any updates on the Riverdale car?
No updates on the Riverdale car. The one we were currently tracking...
Maniac.
Oh, sorry,
Maniac on the tracks. Maniac on the tracks.
Northbound.
106 in Torrance, northbound on pods. Right now?
Or it just hit the LPR.
Just hit the LPR. Alright, there you go. PH3.
Oh, man, she's got a rifle there. Look at that. Look at her with the rifle. See her right there? There, see that chick with the rifle? Look at her, right there. See that there? She had a rifle in her hand.
Number 36 in the red line.
See that there? That chick had a rifle. She had an M16 right there. Don't mess with her. SubX.News Live. Maniac, maniacal woman beater on the train. There you go. You seen that chick with that machine gun, man? Right there, man. Come on, man. Ain't nobody gonna bring you this news. Zero. Don't exist. Only us. Free and no charge. There we go. We'll put our little thing there. You seen her with the gun. UIC police officer with a machine gun. There we go, baby. That's what we got. See, and all the rush hour is shut down here. Look at that.
Okay. 7312.
There you go. Right?
Beginning to piece the details together. This guy randomly, or someone I should say, randomly called saying this all started from the blue line at Racine and saying, help, I'm in the air. So I'm thinking that he was elevated and took a walk from the Racine blue line. Maybe want to start checking there?
Alright, 10-4.
Yeah, do your best. He also said that he jumped off the train, so I mean, maybe he really did jump off somewhere in the middle. Good.
At the light, 100 in the Torrance, facing northbound. Looks like it's just male occupant.
Alright, one male occupant, 100th and Torrance, facing northbound.
73. 73. M2 on 2.
M2.
Clark, can I get another one for you for North Main Street?
Yep, North Branch is...
Let's go take a tour out here, right? Maniacal maniac.
3 David.
Beating people on the train.
Number for 47th Street.
Yep, that is 09524.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yep, number
3864.
786 boy.
The number, please. State in Jackson.
Yep, that is 09527.
That's the lady with the machine gun there. SubX.News on the spot reporting here. Polk Pink Line, maniac on the tracks, beating people with the guns. Yeah, and he was on the blue line beating up a woman, threatened somebody, and he was riding the train all the way here, and he jumped on the track here, and he was attacking people. There you go. SubX.News. CTA shut down because a maniac was running on the tracks, beating people. You see all this there? Look at the police response here. See that there? SubX.News on the spot reporting. There you go, right? There you go. There's the police helicopter up there. You see that there?
541.
SubX.News on the spot reporting.
Alright, 7301 Sam, people are running out of the station is what they're saying.
People running out of the station.
We're trying to get eyes on them. They're right here. They have gone ran on the track, but still looking now.
10-4. Alright, just be advised, Riverdale's in pursuit as well. 130 in Indiana, 130 in Indiana. We're still trying to work on details.
183 boy.
783 boy.
SubX.News on the spot reporting. We got a maniac running on the train. He was beating somebody on the blue line. He got on the pink line. And when they started pursuing him, he jumped off the train and was on the tracks. The police had to go grab him on these tracks over here. Again, the man with a gun was beating people. I think it was a female on the blue line. He made it all the way down here. Large police presence. SubX.News on the scene. There you go. This is what happens when you let crime go in our city. It shuts down a whole train system in the middle of the rush hour. It's rush hour right now. See that there? SubX.News on the spot reporting. This is what you have when you have crime, rampant crime in our city. There you go, SubX.News. There you go, right? See that? Look at all the response here. There you go. There you go, right? There you go. You got the cops with the shields. You got all of those guys. See that there? There you go. And a maniac on the track with a gun. Beating people. From the blue line, yeah. Maniac, man. They had their SWAT here and everything. That's SWAT right there with those shields. There you go. That's the guy right there. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Maniac on the tracks right there. SubX.News. SubX.News.
Yeah.
Crazy, you said what? Crazy.
Real quick, Riverdale,
there you go. Be safe, my brother. Don't do that. Just be safe, all right? There you go. They just brought the perpetrator down. Hopefully they turn on the tracks again. Yeah, he was supposedly on the blue line, beat a woman, and somehow got over here, and they were trying to grab him. He jumped off the train, got on the tracks. And he had a gun, too. Be safe, all right? SubX.News, all right? Yeah, be safe, right? Yeah, don't be safe. I know you're tough like me, but be safe. SubX.News, all right? There you go, man. There you go. They got the maniac over there, jumping on the track.
79th place in Woodlawn. It's 1139 East 79th place. Got a male caller saying he hears what sounds like a woman being sexually assaulted. hear some screaming and the male repeating vulgar command. I've got nothing further.
I called the police, check my phone. It's 911. I was on the police when they came. They couldn't find me.
700 Adams.
SubX News on the scene. Supposedly he had a gun. He beat somebody on the blue line. They tracked him all the way down here.
Loomis for the Oak Brook Jeep. Again, Frank Nora, 53149, felony vehicle.
Can you just back up and make sure on the sidewalk, please?
Eddie?
Okay.
86 Eddie.
For Howard Wetland, please.
Yeah, 10-4. 09683.
SubX News on the spot reporting.
Yep, that is 096.
There you go. In custody. What is that squad there? Get you the squad number there.
700 Adam past Ogden.
And that Jeep is westbound 290 passing Ogden.
8320. He's in squad 8320.
Westbound 290 passing Ogden.
He's got his backpack. There you go. SubX News. Supposedly this guy was on the blue line, beat up a female, or beat somebody up. Then somehow got all the way down to the pink line on the train. They were chasing him or something. And he got, there you go, he got people with the machine guns coming here. Watch that. See the machine gun right there? Look at that. That lady's got a machine gun, man. Watch, you'll see. SubX News live on the scene. Oh, where are we at? Polk and Paulina, pink line. See the machine gun right there? The guy's in.
Alright, we're also getting a couple calls here.
Ain't nobody else out here. SubX News live. Live on the scene. Maniac on the train. There you go. See that machine gun there?
Inbound. No, I'm sorry, going outbound, excuse me. Car number 7025.
Yeah, see that? Then the other lady in the other car had a machine gun. See that there? They were serious out there. Don't fool around, man. Ain't no joke. Yeah, SubX News, he's in custody. So he was on the blue line, we hear.
Well, Terry threw us there that light.
So you heard it right on the...
786 Adam.
That number for lower Cermak red line.
So that's what we got.
Yep,
We can get out of here. We can maybe have some dinner and see some sunset. There you go, right? So that guy in there was on the blue line, hit somebody, beat somebody, supposedly he had a gun, ended up somewhere here, jumped off the train, ran on the tracks. They had to go grab him from the tracks, put him in custody. There you go. All right.
106 Torrance, northbound on right now.
Or it just hit the LCR.
Just hit the LCR. Alright, there you go. PA3.
Okay, so we copy. Keep updating. We're almost there. Okay. 380.
383, Eddie.
32 in the ray line.
Yeah, that is.
Alright, let's get out of here, right? Hopefully they turn on the train, right? Hopefully they turn on the train. Huh? I don't know. I do this all the time. SubX News. And whatever. I don't want to see that. That's not good stuff there, man. That's a maniac, man.
Randomly called saying this all started from the blue line at Racine and saying, help, I'm in the air. So I'm thinking that he was elevated and took a walk from the Racine blue line. Maybe want to start checking there?
Alright, 10-4.
Yeah, do your best. He also said that he jumped off the train, so I mean, maybe he really did jump off somewhere in the middle.
700.
Good.
Oh, at the light, 100 northbound. Looks like it's just, male occupant.
Alright, one male occupant, 100th and Torrance, facing northbound, PH3.
There you go. SubX News live. Blue line beating. Ended up
to a PO and
over here, right?
Looks like he had a brown or tan jacket on.
Brown or tan jacket for the driver. This is a Ford Escape too. Looks like a black Ford Escape.
And he should be heading towards 99.
spot on Torrance coming up to 90.
386 boys.
96 boy.
To that number, please, for extraction and state.
Yep, it is 09838.
700 Adam.
Good.
You know what? If he was heading towards 95th, I think it turns into Colfax.
Yeah, it does. PH2 said they phosphated near 94 in Torrance. I haven't heard an update since.
PH3 citywide, that was the wrong vehicle, and right now we're struggling with our mapping system.
Wrong vehicle. Okay, Denver.
2383 Charlie.
78 Charlie.
Hey, go one for the turn south, 69th and red line.
Yep, that is 09856.
Squawk. Seven 386 David.
786 David.
Yes, sir. Can I get a red line Chicago platform check northbound towards Howard?
Arrested CTA Pink Line Polk.
Thank you.
Report this offender attacked somebody on the blue line, then made it all the way down here to Polk, jumped off the train and was hiding on the tracks. He also had a gun.
Yep, it is 09865.
Arrest happened around 5:30 p.m. March 2nd, 2026.
7372.
Number for 69 the red, please.
Yep, it is 09868.
Yeah, 3 citywide.
PH3.
We're gonna head back to base for a few. We'll be back up. We're gonna do a little troubleshooting.
SubX.News live.
7383 Charlie.
78 Charlie.
Sorry, can I get one for the platform now, 69th and red line?
It is 09909.
Squad.
1613, unit 16 citywide. We have a battery in progress. 4424 North Central. Apartment 1 William, 4424 North Central, 1 William, the apartment. Caller reporting people fighting in the unit. District 1601, clear.
738
78690.
Look for Howard's red line, please.
Yep, it is 09957.
Can I take a break now, everybody? That's pretty damn exciting. SubX.News. There you go. Oh, man. Shit. We didn't even know we were going to be. We got the perp walk and everything. Did you guys see the perp walk? There we go, man. They can't lie about that one. Did you see all the machine guns? Man, that was more machine guns than at the... You know what's funny? All these legislators, these liberal Democratic legislators talk about the militarization and attacking Iran. And how many machine guns did you see today? Seen a bunch of people with AR-15s, didn't you? Running around on the tracks. Wow. That's unbelievable, man. That was a lot of machine guns we just seen, man. That was a lot. There you go. SubX.News. There is no other. There is no other. There will be no other. There is no other. That's it. We do this, right? There's a lot of other crime chasers, and they do their thing, and we do our thing, right? There you go. SubX.News. That's what happens when you listen to an old grumpy guy riding around in his car. You get to see the arrest, right, of the guy. Right? There you go. SubX.News, right? Oh, man.
7387.
787.
Charlie for a platform.
Let's go do a sunset. I need to get out of here, right?
Okay, that is 10006.
Copy that. 10006. Is that right?
Yep, you got it.
3214.
3214.
Can I get lunch at North Water and McClure?
10-4.
No, man. Can I take a nap now? Reporting live for... You know what? Thank you, Jonathan. See, I need a helper, man. But I don't know if you want to do this. It's kind of dangerous. Oh, man. Medical District Mayhem. We're going to call this story tomorrow the Medical District Mayhem. How about that, right? All right, let's go. I should go to Lulu. Well, actually, I got the curry chicken at home. There you go, man. It's wild, huh? Yeah, some crazy stuff. We were right there. We got lucky. We watched it. Hey, by the way, before I forget, everybody, there will be a lunar eclipse tonight. I think about 3:30 or 4:30. We put it on the internet. There will be a lunar eclipse. I think it's going to be clear tonight. You're going to be able to see it. They said about 4 o'clock in the morning. Double check it. I'll repost it, all right? Let's focus on positive things in life. I love you, my sister. You guys are crazy.
10029.
All right, let's get out of here, right? Oh, man, I got all this porno popping up on my page. Get rid of this porno, man. Why they got all this porno on here? Preventing unoriginal content. I just put one of the most original posts you can get. A burp walk. Whatever. That's the way life is, right? I'm gonna throw this on my Instagram, and then we're gonna get out of here, have some dinner or something. How about that? I can't do it on this one. Whatever. Blah 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 blah, right? There you go. That was pretty exciting, wasn't it? That was pretty crazy, man. That guy was a killer, man. I heard something, man. It was right by us, right? Pretty wild stuff, ain't? We got this. I'm lucky I have great viewers, you know, watching what I do, man. You watch my back, you protect me. I appreciate everybody. All right, what are we gonna do? We're gonna take a little break. We missed the sunset tonight, my sister. Oh, the train's running again, right? So we're okay now. The train is running. I see the train running up there. But you see that? Rush hour traffic. Everybody's trying to get home. And what are they doing? They got maniacs running. Yeah, support our troops. That's what we got to do. I appreciate you. You know, look, we can have differences of opinion, and I like that, Jonathan. We should support our troops. And we can say this or that in politics and what should be done and no, it shouldn't be done. But when the troops are there...
An assault in progress. Assault in progress over at 3925 West Madison. That's 3925 West Madison over at Chicago Styles. Marquita is calling in. She states that if the police do not come, she's going to burn the place down. There is a dispute over $500. No weapons indicated. This is zone 10. We're clear.
You're gonna burn... Marquita is gonna burn the place down, man. She sounds like she's serious there, right? How can I help you?
Hi, is this John?
Yeah, how can I help you? You're live on my TV show right now. You're not trying to scam me, are you? You're not trying to scam me, are you? What are we talking about?
No, I'm just trying to get you to get another year of LA Fitness membership.
Oh, man, all right, because I'm getting these scam calls all the time. I apologize for that. Yeah, I'll stop by my place.
No, you're good.
My place is over by, where is that? That's 39th and Archer over there, LA Fitness.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to let you know, John, because I'm calling from the renewal department. So I have the opportunity to offer you some VIP guest passes for renewing with me.
All right, but I'm right in the middle of my live feed. I'm actually live feeding a show right now. Is there any way you can text me or send me something and I call you back and get that special or what?
Yeah, we could do that. Is there a better time to call you today?
Oh, yeah, what is it now? 6 o'clock? Let's make it around 7 maybe. Give me a call, the same number, okay?
Okay, I'll call you back at 7 then.
Sorry about it, and yeah, I'm on the internet.
No, you're good.
I do all that live stuff. I'm trying to be an internet influencer.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing how your stream went then at 7.
Oh, I do crime chasing. They just chased the guy, a maniac, on the train tracks over in Chicago. He had a gun and all that stuff. So I do crime chasing.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty spectacular.
Oh.
Yeah, I got the guy on video and all that stuff.
That sounds like a good one then.
All right, take it easy. I'll look for your call around 7 o'clock, okay?
Yes. Okay, John. Okay, talk then.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so I gotta get home by 7 then, right, everybody? All right, we got business to take care of, everybody. My gym expired, man. I gotta go to the gym. My tummy is too big. I hear the helicopter up there, right? We're ready to get out of here, guys, or what? All right, Citizen, we're gonna shut this stream off, all right? Thanks for watching on Citizen. I appreciate you guys. All right, we got to turn off the Citizen there. We'll throw that on here, all right? Thanks for everybody watching my back, too. I appreciate that. You watch my back so I don't do nothing dumb. How come it didn't post on the... How come this didn't post on the whatchamacallit? I didn't get this posted on the... Let's try to post it on Twitter. See, Twitter's giving me a headache. Look at that. Look, it's still uploading on Twitter. There. See that?
6 in the citywide, rather, getting a person with a gun, Ashland 81st and Ashland. The female caller advised a male black with dreads. He was in a silver Benz sedan. Pointed a gun at her during an argument. Plate she gave was Frank 78417, and the vehicle was going northbound on Ashland. I got nothing further. Zoning. 7383 boy.
783 boy.
that number for 30 from red line.
Polk, pink line, CTA stop. Person arrested for beating somebody on the blue line and having a gun.
Yep, that is 10115.
3380.
783.
Number 35 for red line.
Yep, it's 10118.
Okay. 7372.
7372.
Number 47 arrest.
Okay, that one is 10123.
Running on the tracks during rush hour. All right, let's get out of here, huh? There you go.
Sorry, you coming in?
Life in the big city. This ain't for crumbheads. This ain't for weakies. If you're weak, don't come into the city. This ain't the place for you. What you got? You got a bunch of AR-15 machine guns running around there during rush hour. You see that there? That's how life goes in here. Don't fool around. They talking about this Iran stuff. I don't know. You better run if you don't want to be shot. You seen all the machine guns. Everybody's seen those machine guns today, right? Yeah, you need to be careful, man. Well, I think we're going to do this. We'll probably watch...
US 15 in citywide. I got a person with a gun. 4815 West Chicago. 4815 West Chicago. Says, male black wearing Carhartt jacket. Following the caller. He has a gun. No further station clear.
What we'll probably do is we'll listen to the 6 o'clock news, see where we're at. And I'll just take an hour or so break. I'll go home. I'll eat dinner. I'll do that phone call with my LA fan. I gotta go to the gym, man. I told you guys about a month ago when I was biking, my stomach was hitting my legs, and that's not a good thing.
Hey, for my units over at Clark and Lake. Clark and Lake on the blue line. There's a male and female unresponsive southbound car number 5125.
5125, unresponsive.
7383 Henry.
5125. Let me pull over here, man. They got these dumb bike lanes.
7383
5125, he said, right? 5125. Clark and Lake Blue Line, car number 5125, male and female unresponsive, most likely an overdose. There you go. That just happened just now.
86 today. I'll call him.
All right, thank you.
You're live. That's live. That's not rebroadcast. That's happening as it's a little like a few second delay. But that's where you're listening to Crime is Down Citywide 1 right now. Oh man, that was wild. I gotta relax, man. I drink too much coffee, I think. I wanted to see the sunset a little bit, but hey, that's the way life goes. You don't get everything you want. You know what I'm talking about?
7383 Henry.
Hey, 7383 Henry. Can you go down to the blue line, southbound car number 5125 on the southbound side? They have a male and female unresponsive. Fire's rolling.
Okay, Tatum.
That's that money. That dope is running through our city. That dope is running through our city. That's what's happening, man. Everybody got their checks, man. That's what's happening. Yeah, I think we'll listen to the news, the BBM news. We'll listen what's going on, and I'll probably shut it down, and I'm going to go eat dinner. I gotta do that 7 o'clock phone call with LA Fitness. Maybe she's got some deal with me. Man, I gotta get rid of this belly I got. I mean, I'm telling you, I got a belly. It's not good. I'm huffing and puffing when I walk. Oh man, look at that. But before we do that, all right, so the news is gonna come on in a second, but check this out. Remember, you got to see that moon tonight, right?
35.
Let me show you this moon out here. Look at this.
Says he and his colleagues could
Look at
approve
this.
a war powers resolution this week.
Look at
in
that.
response to the U.S.
That's the moon up there.
Plus,
Those are the lights. That's the moon up there. You see it?
Chicago still very much in the running to be the site of the Bears' new stadium.
I'm Tom Busby, Bloomberg. Wall Streeters looking for direction.
Look at that moon up there, huh?
On Iran. The Dow today ending 70.
That's not a light in the middle. That's the moon right there, man. No. I'm not fooling with you. That's not AI.
Is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. As the U.S. and Israel keep striking Iran and Iran launches retaliatory attacks, the U.S. State Department is urging Americans to leave over a dozen countries now, including Egypt, Kuwait, Lebanon, Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza. CBS's Gabby McCormick with more from Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Rubio said the U.S. objective is to wipe out Iran's ballistic missile program.
We will do this as long
We're gonna watch the. We're gonna listen to the news and watch the moon. Look at that. There you go. See that there? That's the moon.
The administration has prepared for the impact on energy prices.
Think about it. This terroristic regime, led by radical clerics, has the ability, potentially, to shut off 20% of global energy. That's the kind of leverage they have because of their Navy. We're going to destroy their Navy. But there is a plan in place. We anticipated this could be an issue.
He said the steps will be rolled out in the coming hours. U.S. Central Command says 6 U.S. service members have been killed in action, and President Trump says that the campaign could last 4 to 5 weeks, with the capability to go far longer than that. Iran, in a strike on Israel, hit a synagogue just outside of Jerusalem, killing at least 9 people. CBS's Matt Gutman stopped by the scene.
What I'm being told from Israeli military sources is they are being very successful. Mobile missile launchers and the ones that are buried wherever they are. They've taken out at least half of them over the past year or so, and they believe that 70 to 80% of them could be obliterated by the end of this week.
Videos of the Clinton C. Epstein testimony from last week have been released. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
Bill and Hillary Clinton were questioned behind closed doors. The former Secretary of State testified she had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes.
Let me be as clear as I can. I do not.
And the former president backed her up.
She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing.
He also denied any awareness of Epstein's criminal activities, saying under oath, I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
An investigation is underway in Austin, Texas, after a mass shooting at a bar early yesterday left 2 people dead and 14 wounded. CBS's Jason Allen says the suspect was killed by police.
In the home, they found an Iranian flag, pictures of Iranian leaders. They put that together with what the suspect was wearing during the shooting, a sweatshirt that said property of Allah, a Quran in his vehicle.
Terrorist!
They are looking at the potential for terror in this attack related to the war in Iran that is happening now.
However, both the FBI and Austin police, in an update this afternoon, say it's too early to determine a motive. The U.S. says it's imposing sanctions on Rwanda's military, accusing it of violating a U.S. brokered peace deal.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
Man, that news is jumpy, ain't it?
On CBS Sunday morning.
Weird, right? That news is all jumpy. I think they got a computer running it.
She's a Marine veteran and a current Illinois state representative with years of experience fighting waste, fraud, and abuse in Illinois government. Illinois needs a Democratic controller ready on day one.
There you go. So tonight, I'm going to look this up before the news is over with. In case you guys are busy a little later.
Illinois State Controller.
Paid for by Kifowit for Controller.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Update your living spaces with new flooring. Mohawk laminate floors are durable and easy to install, making them perfect for active households. Enjoy the look and feel of wood flooring with Mohawk Inspirations waterproof laminate flooring.
Look for this post on my page. That one. It tells you what to do. It tells you everything, okay? It looks like that. I did it this morning.
The number of teens not getting enough sleep in the nation is growing.
Researchers looked at data from the Youth Risk Behavior Surveys and found that the number of students getting less than 7 hours a night and less than 5 hours a night rose about 7% between 2007 and 2023. Columbia University professor Mark Olfson warns.
That sets kids up for increased risks of depression and anxiety, and in more severe cases, even things like suicidal thought.
The data shows that insufficient sleep increased less among kids who watch TV daily and used social media or video games at least 4 hours a day. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The weather phenomenon known as El Nino could form later this year, potentially pushing global temperatures to record heights. There's a 50 to 60% chance of El Nino developing during the July to September period and beyond, according to the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. An update on El Nino comes tomorrow. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
6:05 Monday, the 2nd of March. Good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Andy Dane. Right now in Chicago, partly cloudy skies, 37 degrees. AccuWeather forecast for tonight. A cloudy evening. Could see a bit of drizzle later on. We're down to a low of 34 degrees. Cloudy day tomorrow with some more rain in the forecast, a high of 43. However, we'll keep on warming up throughout the week. We'll have the details in our 5-day forecast coming up at 6:15. But first, our top local story here on News Radio WBBM. A veteran Chicago congressman says he believes his colleagues will approve a war powers resolution in response to U.S. and Israeli military action in Iran. The story now from WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
Northside Democrat Mike Quigley noted the American military action as he honored Kashmir Pulaski Day here at the Polish American Museum at Augusta in Milwaukee.
Today we salute a soldier, one so critical to the beginning of our democracy. But we do this at a time when our soldiers are yet again in harm's way.
Congressman Quigley says the decision by the Trump administration to launch a joint operation with Israel without the advice and consent of Congress is troubling.
This is an extremely dangerous precedent.
He says the world may be better off without Iran's supreme leader in power, but notes history has shown that attempts at regime change never work out as intended.
The most likely outcomes right now are either extraordinary chaos in Iran or a farther right group takes over.
The War Powers resolution is set for a vote Thursday. We're in Westtown. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBDM.
Mayor Johnson says the city of Chicago deserves a fair shake from state leaders as they battle Indiana over the location for the next Bears stadium. Lawmakers in Illinois and Indiana took action last week on dueling proposals aimed at swaying Bears executives. But after speaking at today's Pulaski Day observances in Chicago's Westtown neighborhood, the mayor told reporters state leaders, including Governor Pritzker, never made the commitment to infrastructure improvements around the museum campus the way they have with a potential Arlington Heights stadium.
It was imperative that that conversation remains at the forefront. All the city of Chicago has always said that we're willing to go first. We've demonstrated that, but we need strong partners. And we've also made a commitment that we're going to continue to engage with the General Assembly and the governor's office.
State lawmakers in Springfield are not expected to take up any Bears-related tax proposals until at least March 18th. With the primary election drawing near, early voting sites across Chicago are now opening their doors. Locations in all 50 city wards are open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each weekday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every Sunday through Election Day. Early voting also remains open at the city's downtown super site, as well as the Board of Elections. 6:08, time now for traffic and weather together on the 8s. Good evening, Jennifer Thompson.
Good evening, Andy. We do have a crash on the inbound side of the Stevenson. This is a crash on the shoulder. You're pretty heavy from Cass Avenue to past Route 83. That's a 32-minute ride from I-355 to DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 19 minutes from I-294. Now it's just 8 minutes from Cicero Avenue. The outbound side, we're looking at a stalled semi leaking fuel in the center lane. You are jammed past the Dan Ryan to California Avenue. That's just under half an hour, 28 minutes from DuSable Lakeshore Drive to Cicero Avenue, 37 down to the Tri-State, 45 minutes out to I-355. The Edens, no major delays. Inbound, 18 minutes from Lake Cook Road to the Junction. Outbound, you're clear. The Kennedy Outbound, pretty heavy from downtown to the Ohio feeder, 16 minutes out to Montrose, half an hour out to O'Hare. Inbound, pretty heavy from Harlem to the Byrne interchange, 35 minutes from O'Hare to downtown. On the Eisenhower, outbound, heavy spots from the Byrne interchange to before Harlem. That's a 24-minute ride out to Manheim, 42 out to the Jane Addams. Inbound, 47 minutes from I-90 to the Byrne interchange, 25 from Manheim. On the Dan Ryan, 12 minutes in, 24 minutes out. Pretty heavy from Roosevelt Road to 18th Street and Garfield to the split. I-57 looks good, and so does the Bishop Ford. DuSable Lakeshore Drive, heavy traffic on both sides. Southbound, you're pretty heavy from the Oak Street curve to Chicago Avenue. On the Tri-State southbound, we've got a stalled semi in a lane. Solid traffic before the Eisenhower to Roosevelt Road. The northbound side of the Tri-State looks okay. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 618 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Accurate the forecast for this evening. Cloudy skies, some late drizzle possible, the low 34. With the cloudy day tomorrow, some drizzle to start. Could see some heavier showers later in the afternoon tomorrow, a high 43. And then for tomorrow evening, cloudy with more rain in the area, a low of 33 degrees. Right now in Chicago, partly cloudy, 37 degrees. O'Hare and Midway down to 33 along the lakefront. Markets mostly higher today. The Dow dropped 73 points. NASDAQ added 81. The S&P 500 up 3 points. It's 610.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. As you see, the train is running again, which is good. Tonight is the blood moon. I just reposted how to see it. You can Google it, blood moon or full moon. It's tonight, I think. I don't know what time it's here. I read it's 4 a.m. here, but I don't know if that's the right time. So if you want to see something cool, get some sleep right now, or wake up early, whatever you do. But it's supposed to be cool. You see, that's the moon in front of you. It's going to be cool tonight. So that's all I got for now. I'm posting My Life in Shy. I just put up a really bad accident that happened earlier in the day. I'm posting that one here. Right? And then I'm going to go, right? I got to go eat dinner. I got to take that call from that lady and redo my gym membership. I'm really out of shape. I appreciate everybody watching. Talk to you guys later. If sun comes up, I'll post it. I might go out a little later. Again, I'm really hungry. I got to eat dinner. And I got to do that business with that lady, and then I'll go back on live or something later on, okay? Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate y'all. The biggest thing we've seen today is somebody was in an altercation on the blue line, supposedly an assault. Somehow he got on the pink line, jumped on the tracks at Polk and Pink Line. They grabbed him. There was a whole big police presence. That's what you watched live here on SubX.News. Take it easy. As there was a guy early on a few years ago, Domi. He used to be called a profile. Domi. SubX.News. There is no other. Have a good night. 6:12 p.m. March 12th. 6:12 p.m. March 2nd, 2026. Tuesday. Check out that full moon. It's beautiful out. Bye.